Okay, so let's say, for instance, I owe some money to student loan. I owe it. And I'm not paying it, and there's a bunch of latenesses. You can use the law to have it not report on your consumer report.
100%.
Because no transaction between me and a company has to be reported.
Correct.
So you can get it taken off.
There's no law.
But I still owe the money.
Correct.
What is their ramification? I use that word right? What does ramification mean? It sounds like it fits there. What is the ramification? Yes, it is.
I think it's situational.
What is the ramification of me not paying? Because it seems like the only reason we pay the only reason I pay my bill is because I don't want to get it
correct. And that's the leverage. They use the ignorance of fear. Like they use fear, false evidence appearing real. They use fear of, we're going to put it on the report. And it strong arms a lot of people into doing things that they don't want to do. No, I'm not here saying that if you go out and get some stuff, you shouldn't pay for what you got. But what I'm saying is when it comes to your consumer report and when you comprehend how it works and the definitions, you, the consumer, controls what gets reported. It is not the other way around. We got indoctrinated to think that a financial institution can report anything. And I can prove what I'm saying right now. So let me hear y'all say prove it. And I'll prove that a financial institution has no legal right without disclosing certain things to the consumer to have anything reported. And if the consumer says, no, I don't want it reported, they have to obey.
So we're banking on a misstep pretty much.
Correct.
So if a company gives me these 3 disclosures and I sign them that says, if you don't pay, I will reflect this on your credit report, right? If I sign that, then there's nothing you can do about that.
That's not necessarily all the way true. The other part is Congress also gives you, the consumer, the right to opt out of having your information reported.
But even after you sign the...
Say prove it.
Prove it.
I'm glad you asked, Dave.
Shouts out to you running this interview. This is good.
So 15 USC 6802. What I'm giving y'all is I only tell people this in my university. This is how I get mortgages deleted, auto loans deleted, and student loans deleted.
Mortgages deleted? It just sounds...
All right. Remember, Dave, when you delete it from the consumer report...
Okay, so what you're saying is not deleted in terms of my obligation to pay.
Exactly.
We're just deleted into the report.
We're taking it off the report.
This makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense.
My team, if you're watching this, do not be upset with me.
So we're not saying that we don't owe the money.
We're not saying that. I will never tell anyone to lie. What we're using is straight laws to get any account deleted. Straight laws. My team's gonna be upset, Dave. I like it.
So I was just talking to my boy, and remember yesterday's conversation, we using any names, where you were saying that there was a person and a company that split ways, but the person they agreed that they wouldn't talk bad about the person why they split ways, right? And now one of the people are going to sue this other person because the one ex-employer told another potential employer that it was a bad situation. So what's happening here in relation to what you're saying is, like, we have a contract that says you can't say this about me. You can't report this to anyone else, right? And this is like the same with the consumer law. The company can't just put it on there without my
written permission.
Written permission.
It's called permissible purpose. 15 USC 1681B2.
You study this stuff.
Oh, I live this every day.
Golly.
So my team, do not be upset. I'm going to share some top secret information. All right. So the first thing to your point, Dave, I want to let you comprehend privacy and the obligations institutions have to consumers. See, we think that these institutions don't have an obligation to the consumer, but they have a big responsibility and an ongoing obligation to protect the consumer's personal, non-public information. But people don't know this.
I like it.
So
I like it.
we're going to start with 15 USC 6801, right? And when you go there, the title is Protection of Non-Public Personal Information. Now, why would Congress say that? Protection of non-public personal information.
Non-public personal information.
Correct.
Okay.
It is the policy of the Congress that each financial institution has an affirmative and continuing obligation to respect the privacy of its customers and to protect the security and confidentiality of those customers' non-public personal information. Now, isn't that an oxymoron? Because we believe all these companies should report or can report whatever they want. And the law here specifically says they need to have policies in place and they have an ongoing obligation to protect your private information.
Shouts out to the government. I like
Okay, but let me show you now how we get these accounts deleted. So when we go to 15 USC 6802, it's going to bring us to obligations with respect to disclosures of personal information. Well, what do you know?
I need to see the obligations with respect.
Correct.
Okay.
So before they just told us that they have an ongoing obligation to protect the information, right?
Yes.
And now Congress is saying obligations with respect to disclosures of personal information. So now if they are going to give out the information, well, the consumer must be told about this. So here's what Congress says.